Welcome back again to Peru.
Yes, my third time. So
Your third time,
very
wow.
lucky, and I've enjoyed every visit.
Have you visited Machu Picchu?
Yes,
Yes,
last
wow.
year.
Try ceviche, pisco sour.
Oh, I love it.
Everything. Yeah, that's
Good food, Peru.
good food, the best.
Yes,
the best.
yes.
Well, you have offered a magnificent conference about the future in artificial intelligence in mining, separating the gold from the glitter. 3 lies, 1 important truth, and 3 tips. Could you explain us?
Yeah, look, I think with the AI, obviously it's a huge topic everywhere, not just mining, but everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
You can't go to any conference without AI. AI is everywhere.
And it's advancing, at a
Yeah.
huge velocity.
Yeah. But I also think there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. I think we're still trying to figure out the value in some areas.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been good. The conference here has shown some really good use cases and case studies of what people have been doing. So I think that's really that's very encouraging. But yeah, my presentation was really just about people being, being a bit more cautious about some of the bubble, around AI, and to sort of come to a more realistic expectation of the technology, that it is just a tool. We constantly hear all these news articles about AI is going to take all the jobs, and it's going to be this hot, super intelligence, and we're going to be all this stuff. And
We are something like scared, no?
That's right. That's
Do you think we have the skills, the talent, in Peru or in Latin America to afford this advance every day, changing?
Look, I've been encouraged. In the Congress here, even this week. Just the number of presentations around experiments with AI, I think is very good. A lot of young people, obviously have studied and starting to build up their skill set. I think with AI, in one sense, the beauty about AI is that you don't need to invest a huge amount to experiment. It's quite good that way, in terms of you don't have to go buy expensive equipment or anything. A lot of the software is free, for you to experiment. If you have the data.
And you got that data. That's important.
Traditionally, mining companies have been collecting data for a long time, but maybe not using it as well as we could. And so now we have that opportunity, and I think that's what we're starting to see
It's
happen.
an opportunity. If you have a crystal ball, what is going to happen in the future, in the near future, in artificial intelligence, in mining, in energy, in gas, in oil, in banking?
Exactly. I mean, it's in so many domains. I'm actually quite positive about AI, because I think it offers a lot of opportunities. I think once we strip away some of the noise, and we focus on solving problems. Sometimes with technology, the shiny object, and we invest money in stuff we don't even know what it's solving exactly, but we feel like we should be investing in it. But I think we're starting to become a little bit more thoughtful about, what does this actually do for us, and focusing on problems more carefully. And I think that's starting to show some value. There's certainly a lot of investment that has shown very little value.
Yes.
I think we will get beyond that. People will begin to realize.
We got now a Storm, Stanford, that makes articles. We got Perplexity.
Yes.
We got Bitcoins. I don't know if they are going to substitute the current money. No.
Yeah. And look, I mean, obviously with the popularity of things like ChatGPT, and all the chat kind of tools around the Gen AI. I mean, those made AI, a certain kind of AI technology, the large language models, have made them very, very accessible. And obviously people started to play and experiment, and a lot of people use these things all the time. And I think, that's exciting because we have these tools that can really help us.
Exciting for some people. For the other ones want to be,
well, look,
not in the future, but in the
and
traditional.
That was one of the points in my presentation, was that just recently the Pew Research Center sort of put out some stats that said only 12% of people in the workforce have had any kind of training in AI. Which is it's a very low number when you think of how everyone is saying this is so important. Mm-hmm. And yet we have done a very poor job of educating people and bringing them the skills. So my encouragement to people is that you really need to take the time to learn about this stuff, because ultimately it is changing the world, whether we like it or not. It's changing. It's coming in for us, and and I think people who understand how to use the tool, because it's just a tool. But if you understand how to use the tool well,
that tool for benefits,
you will do better, than people who don't use the tool. So, So I think that's my encouragement to people. I think one of the other things that I spoke about, which I think is a really important one for us as an industry, is that sometimes we have this talk about AI is going to take all the jobs, and we'll have robots running everything.
People get scared about it.
Yeah, but I'm dubious.
You don't have to drive in the future. The car's going to drive.
Look, I think some jobs, there will be parts of some jobs that definitely will change.
Yes.
But I think ultimately, if you understand the technology well enough, you realize that it's highly dependent on humans using it as a tool.
Yes.
Right?
Remote control trucks, autonomous trucks. Yeah. People are behind those.
That's right.
Operations.
So I think to me, we often used to say people are our most important asset. I don't know if we always believe it, but I think it's true. If we want to have minds that are really innovative and using some of these tools in the future, it's really important that as mining companies, we take the time to train people, equip them how to use the tools. We use our intelligence in terms of how we use the tools, solve problems, and use the right tool for the right job. And I think if we can do that effectively, I think the next few years will be very exciting ones, because definitely the tools are offering some real advantage.
Yes, technology.
Yeah, in terms of safety, skills. In terms of productivity, in so many ways they offer us, because we have so much data, they offer us some significant benefits. But only if we're using the right tool for the right job and people know how to use them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No.
And we see you the fourth time in Peru.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Well, we have been with Mark O'Brien, keynote speaker in CIIT Latam 2025. He is Chief Innovation Officer of CITIC Pacific Mining. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you.
And welcome again to Peru.
Thank you.
See you.